Hey guys, xtina here with the first ADV Revival Top 16 Stage 4 set. Pay no heed to the overlay, it hasn't been updated yet because this one was so just... I mean, you saw the thumbnail. Like, I had to do this one, like, right away. It might get uploaded later, it might get uploaded early, who's to say? But this is going to be a really hype set between Redless and Sapientia. Alright, we'll figure it out as we go. But Redless, very experienced player. Sort of been on the come up recently though. Not a contradiction at all, trust me. Redless is known for his balance and stall play. That's sort of what he tends to favor. But I have a feeling he's going to keep things pretty hot this set. And then Sapientia, we're going with that. Look at that custom avatar. Look at the bear. Look at the beer. Looks like a pretty tough guy, so should be interesting to see. To get here, Redless beat Crying and most recently and impressively H-Clat, which was something that not everybody saw coming. Real Redless heads will know that it was always a possibility. But Sapientia is friends with, you know, people like Jabba the Griffin. Yeah, there we go. There's one of his boys on the council. But he beat Jumpy and Hellpona to get here. So should be a pretty heat set. Let's get into it now. Enough introduction. Alright, we got a Tar versus a Tar lead. Who's gonna brick break? Who's gonna switch out? Some, neither. Into Scarm, that makes sense. Okay, both go into their spikers. Safe from Earthquake and from that. Okay. Tar is in on the Fortress. Is Foray gonna spike on it? Out to Pert. Ancient power. Okay. And there it is. Yup. Tar has just gone sicko mode. Tar is in beast mode. Oh my god, the legend. Redless is enchanted. Hidden power at +1 just tears through the Pert. Pert barely living and getting a little bit of chip, but the leftovers are gonna help. Ancient power. This is a mixed Tar at +1 in all stats. This is terrifying. Turn 6. Brick Break instantly takes out the Tar, hitting for choice band damage. Okay, what can Celebi do about this? We've got Hidden Power Grass and Ancient Power revealed, and Fire Blast. Does Celebi tank it? Yes, it does. Base 100 at all stats doing work, but that is really not. Tar, if it can hit this next Fire Blast, or if it has something more accurate, we'll just take it out. Okay, can anything stop the Tar? And no. Redless has decided that no, in fact, nothing will stop the Tar. We have an 8-turn game. So earlier when I said that Redless likes to bring stall, don't really think it matters. Video length should be pretty decent regardless. That is absolutely brutal. Ban Ancient Power, some may say. Yeah, that is a pretty wild one. Sorry, you guys might be seeing that one on the ladder for the next few days. It's tempting as it is to throw Ancient Power on DD Tar. The flinch chance is just too nice. The extra damage matters a lot. Mixed Tar, however, can really take advantage of those boosts. So if you really want to fish for that 10%, that's how I'd recommend to do it, like Sapientia here did. But we're going into game 2. Hopefully less of a RNG induced right off the bat blowout. That was painful. Fun to watch, but painful. Alright. Blissey lead, Vaporeon lead, okay. So Blissey lead likely indicates that a stall team, we might be looking at a V5 stall here. Okay, so we've got Hydro Pump right off the bat. Roar, calling out the likely Baton Pass, which is why Vaporeon Hydro Pump there, to get something out of the turn. Okay, we got a Will-O-Wisp Gengar. That might be really annoying for Redless's team to deal with if it's Will-O-Wisp Taunt. So are we going to see a taunt here to stop additional spikes? Goes into Swampert. Pretty smart. Gengar likely is Thunderbolt Ice Punch, but Redless wants to scout for it just to make sure he doesn't get grassed. Into the natural Kiramon to absorb the burn. Okay, Celebi of his own, maybe to soak up a Leech Seed. Nope, just switching right out. And we have seen also that that it's not the classic V5 stall combo from Redless. We've got a slightly more balancy team, and Sapientia, ooh, with taking a big hidden power bug there. This is looking like a very fast-paced special offense team with that CM. Maybe it's CM Pass, maybe it's Columbine 3 attack Celebi, but wisely bringing in Celebi once again to soak a Will-O-Wisp. All right, Celebi bouncing out of there into Blissey. Okay, Fire Punch. So Celebi and Blissey, the two natural Curemons, are going to do a pretty good job of mitigating Gengar's burn damage there. And there's no sand up yet either, so they don't really have to worry about getting permanently chipped as much by the burns. But yeah, this Wisp-Talk Gar is really doing a number on these two defensive Mons. They are not going to be able to heal against it. So the chip will stack a little bit, but Fire Punch, there we go. Interesting set. I wonder what the last move is. Is it grass? Is it, we'll see. Okay, is he gonna get the burn? No, he is not. Flinches right through that. Okay, predicting a switch probably to Jirachi. Okay, yeah, so this is definitely a special offense we're dealing with here. All right, so Subrachi, can Celebi break this? Perish Song, even better. Okay, that's a cool tech that you see a lot of the time on stall teams, but I guess solid on balance as well. So Jirachi is gonna have to fish for a freeze, wisely sending in a natural Curemon to make Jirachi's few turns to fish for hacks on this earth a little bit less impactful. Okay, Jirachi gonna be forced out this turn. What's he gonna go to? And will Compound Word, aka Redless, double to something? Nope, going for a safe Thunder Wave there. No ground type revealed so far, so something's gonna have to eat it. And the natural Curemon's a natural choice. Okay, recovers up in the face of Aerodactyl to Vaporeon now. Okay, takes a fat Rock Slide. Wow, that is a very offensively oriented Vaporeon, but not the Slack one you see sometimes, as was recently featured in a Jimmy video, but a Leftovers one. Okay, so Celebi is soaking that Ice Punch pretty well. Going for another one. Will he get the freeze? He does. Okay, Jirachi with that Serene Grace Ice Punch, giving it a 20% chance of freezing the enemy Mon. Okay, substitute in on the Blissey. This is a T-Wave Bliss, so it's probably not going to be Calm Mind. It is Seismic Toss. Jirachi, having 404 HP, is able to make 101 HP subs, so Blissey's Seismic Toss takes 2 hits to break it. And so since Jirachi is healing 12.5% of its health every turn, it can really go for some cycles there. Okay, Vamp getting sacked to Paralysis. Oh, and I guess yeah, we've got a little glitch there with the visuals. We're gonna swap these guys real quick so we can see the spike. Okay, Aromatherapy, all right. So it might be a balance of your team, but we've got a lot of stall techs on here. We've got a Cleric, we've got, you know, Perish Song Celebi. So I wonder what the last Mon is on this team here. We've got the Aerodactyl revealed, so we've seen a cleaner, but these freezes are going crazy. Good freaking grief, says Compound Word, aka Redless. Yes, good freaking grief indeed. Okay, Zapdos just raw baton passes back into Gengar, but Skarmory, not taking any chances, letting that Zapdos get a free substitute up, just decides to roar it out. Big call out there. Okay, Jirachi's unboosted Thunderbolt. Scarb is especially defensive, can tank one of those here and there, and I'm not gonna guess that Sapientia has a Rapid Spinner on this team, so those spikes are staying up and will definitely be impactful for the rest of the game. Calls out the Celebi switch in with an Ice Beam. Very nice. Forced out to Skarmory. Leech Seed, nice mid-ground play there. So Skarm getting chipped a little by this, and we'll probably, oh, no, stays in, okay. Nice little call out there, and big though, getting that third layer of spikes. The second layer of spikes, not quite as impactful as the third layer. BKC has a good video on that, and if it's worth it to go for the second spike in a lot of situations. But Vaporeon coming in to scout the move clicked by Arrow. It is Rock Slide. What is Sapientia's answer to this? Okay, Celebi, kind of a scary play. If you get flinched, that could be nasty. All right, just gonna try to recover through it. That's kind of scary here. Okay, we got one flinch. Arrow with that 30% flinch chance and 90% miss chance that's coming into play a lot here. Getting a Leech Seed on the Arrow, so we are forcing out the Aerodactyl. Celebi coming in probably, but here is an opportunity for a Calm Mind. All right, let's see how much Hidden Power Fire. It doesn't have Hidden Power Fire. Oh, there's the Doug Trio that would make sense on special offense, but Redless, nope. Not sticking around for that. And wow, okay, switches the Mag into Doug. That is pretty heat, honestly. That's a nice play. I'm expecting a double here because, okay, yeah, well, that would make sense. Stays in on the HP bug. Interesting. But now Redless probably going to be forced out because he doesn't want to do that into a resist. Gar is in again. I imagine he's going to taunt here to stop Celebi from healing, but Redless, oh no, goes for the Wisp. I guess anticipating that anticipation. And Doug is in. What does Redless click? He doubles out again. Very nice. This Doug is getting just torn to shreds by these spikes right now. Okay, Jirachi not quite in range of that quite yet, but also it's pretty scared to sub and lose any more of its HP lest it be forced out again and have to hit those spikes. Okay, Ice Beam's expecting a switch out, but no. Sapientia stays in. Alright, predicts an earthquake, and now Zap is in. Alright, what is Pert going to be forced to do? Toxic right here, okay. Yeah, the Redless's team's pretty cool. It looks like an ABR style, you know, Scarm Mag team. Very solid into a lot of threats. Okay, but got Celebi back in. Pert's going into Arrow, and no chip on the Aerodactyl. Great entry point there. Okay, soaks up the HP bug like it's nothing with its 4 times resist. And we're back into Celebi. And we still have not seen the last move on Gengar. Could it be something like Destiny Bond? Could it be Explosion? You'd think that if it was another coverage move, it might have been clicked by now, but nope, guess not. Just hanging on to it, keeping it a surprise. Celebi getting continually chipped. Celebi has shown Recover and Parasong. We haven't seen an attack from it yet, so is it going to Psychic here? It does not. It is hoping to get some HP back. Very understandable. Okay, switching out the Celebi into Blissey, doing this nice little natural Curemon, bouncing back and forth here on Gengar. So, alright, we got Mag in, but it's okay, so just to soak a PP there. Okay, is Mag switching it? Nope. Finally grabs the Mag. Alright, and it is not a Endurasilac Mag, so that is going down. This gives a free entry point for Celebi to finally heal back up. Pretty nice for it. Dugtrio is on 27% though, so it can live another switch back in of spikes, which could be crucial for trapping Blissey or Celebi. Alright, Leech Seeds the Jirachi. So now Jirachi is forced to stay in, because if it switches back out, it is dying. So decides to sack the Jirachi just to get it out of there. And we've got Celebi on Blissey again. So Leech Seeds the Bliss. Going for a T-Wave on that, maybe to discourage Celebi from just sitting in there. And, you know, I understand why he didn't go to Celebi there. It would be very scary to go to Celebi when he could just double the Doug and snipe it like that. Oh, big Rock Slide on the Gar. Okay, if this doesn't burn, then, wow, okay. So Redless is in a huge position. Oh no, I misclicked, says Sapientia. Rip. Okay, so now with Jirachi gonna die to spikes next time, and you know, Dugtrio being as frail as it is, there is no more rock resist on Sapientia's side. So Aerodactyl could just absolutely tear through this. Parasong to prevent the Calm Mind Pass from really going anywhere. Redless is just tearing this game up. Honestly, it's so hard for Sapientia to get anything going, especially with that misclick there. That might really seal things, because at this point. Short of getting Fat Chip on the Blissey and then getting Dug in, it's kind of hard to see how Sapientia breaks the Bliss. Like, I don't really think he's got the tools to do it at this point. With what Redless has got left, it's going to take a lot. Toxic Bliss would, you know, be enough to get the Blissey potentially chipped, but nope, Redless not going to let that happen. And Celebi is in, because since Redless's Celebi is bulky, Dugtrio cannot Hidden Power Bug it from full. And so, since you've only got one shot at it, that's not a risk that he is really willing to take. This Parasong doing some work here, but at this point, yeah, Sapientia is just kind of flailing and hoping he can get enough chip to make something happen. But at this point, since the Celebi is attackless, it's Claw, Mind Recover, Leech Seed, Baton Pass, Celebi itself is not going to be able to provide any offensive pressure. It's all going to have to come from Zapdos Toxic or one last turn with the Dugtrio. So he's going to have to maneuver like an absolute madman to make something happen and get some luck at the same time. So since I imagine this is just going to be a dance of death here, we're going to speed it up just a little bit. If I can click the button right, there we go, fast. Okay, so we got a Leech Seed on the Zapdos. Yeah, it is going to be super hard for Sapientia to bring this one back. The 3 spikes being down, yeah, the Calm Mind, but who are you even really going to pass it to? There it goes. There is the bug. It would have been Zap, but now Blissey just kind of gets to sit here all day. GG has been called, but the game is still going. Alright, Pert is in, eating the Thunderbolt for breakfast. Blissey's back in, and yeah, this is just going to be Zapdos clicking Toxic 10 more times, calling out that, and now it's T-Waved. That is rough. Now something else on the team can just bully it. And with Celebi getting back in here and being able to Leech Seed it, at some point, forcing out that Doug again. Yeah, this is the Paris song too. That'll do it. Redless has so many ways to put pressure on to end this game. So yep, hidden power ice thuds into the Swampert, and we are probably. I respect his decision to play this one out, but there it is. Okay, Redless asks for about 5 minutes, which we are not going to need. We're just going to jump right into the next one. Very exciting. Game 3. Here we go. All right, Tar versus Tar again. Repeat of the first game. Let's hope neither of them are ancient power. Brick Break. Okay, big damage on the Scarm here. That's a very strong hit. All right, Scarm versus Scarm. Are we going to see both players get all 3 layers up? Nope. Trying to roar that out. Scouts the Aerodactyl. So we've got another Scarm Aerodactyl structure here. And Sapientia with the Tar Scarm. That could be a lot of stuff. Okay, we got a fast taunt Skarmory. Okay, so that is... Oh, but we've got a Clay Doll to remove the spikes as well. So... Yeah, the taunt Scarm, very good for winning the Spikes war against other Scarms, but with a doll in the back, gonna be a little harder. Okay, so I imagine this is probably a defensive Jirachi if it's paired with Clay Doll and the rest of this team. Yep, little Piddly Fire Punch, fishing for the burn there on Scarm or just some chip. Got Tar in on the Blissey. Flamethrower Bliss, interesting. I am gonna guess that Blissey also has Toxic in the back if it's got that. Oh. Calls out the Gon with a big punch. Wow, that's a Def Gon, so it can stomach that. But I imagine this is a BKC Tar, so max HP, max attack from Sapientia. And Toxic into the Scarm. So it's looking like a Superman team for Redless here, potentially. Maybe with something like a Zapdos in the back, maybe, like a defensive Zapdos. There's a lot of options here, since it's a Spikes team, and yeah, if the last one, which I imagine isn't a spinner, then it probably is like another levitating mon to be able to deal with Spikes. Okay, chipping down the Clay Doll bit by bit with Drill Peck, but with Sapientia having that Wish Jirachi in the back, progress on the Clay Doll from the Skarmory is going to be pretty limited. And so we've seen Flamethrower from Blissey. What are Blissey's other moves? We're not going to see right now. We are probably going to see a Soft Boil, because with 3 layers up and with a Superman with no spinner to take that away for Bliss, yep, there's the Toxic. But that was a scary Tox to click, because now Blissey's in so much trouble. It's gonna have a really hard time like coming back in and healing on something. You've got pretty limited entry points at that point, so that's a pretty scary situation. Skarmory eats up another Toxic from Flygon. Alright, protecting to get some little chip heal back. I imagine he's gonna switch out to something else, but there's no reason not to just roar. Tar getting chipped here, and there is no leftovers on the Tar. It's probably a Lumberry set, I imagine, since we've had Brick Break and Rock Slider Field. Or actually, it did a lot of damage. It might be banned. Yeah, that's pretty fat damage on a defensive Rachi, so that would be my guess. Okay, this is the entry point for healing here, but at this point, with Toxic connecting, there's no shot it lives a Fire Punch. So just switches that out. Yep, there's the Zapdos. And burn on the Zapdos. On this kind of team, it's almost certainly a Rest Sleep Talk Zap, so it's not the end of the world, but he is in a very rough spot here, Redless is, with his Blissey already dead, because Superman's got no way to remove those spikes. Not soft-boiling there. Definitely hurting him now. I get why he didn't, but yeah, that's just going to make this game a lot harder without the Bliss, especially with a Bliss of Sapientia's revealed. You know, okay, Ice Beams and crits! Oh no! Oh, so both of his special answers are down. Yeah, this is a tough spot for Redless. Okay, gets a flinch, or doesn't get a flinch, it switched in. I was like, okay, hopefully for him at this point he gets a couple flinches and is able to run this back, but since this Skarmory has not showed its last move yet, I imagine it's Drill Peck on a team like this, but it could be Toxic as well. Let's see, is there a burn this time? No burn, okay. So, Redless is getting another spike up, but what is stopping Clay Doll from coming back in and removing it and getting healed back up by Jirachi? This is a rough situation. Sacks the Bliss to deny the Rapid Spin. for a second. It's gonna happen here because Claydol appears to be faster, but nope. Wisely goes in. Yeah, and that is absolutely CB-tar damage. So Sapientia is gonna have to go to a rock resist here unless he wants to lose his Scarb, which, yep, out to the doll, and now here is that free spin. So there goes all the spikes pressure. Yeah, Redless is having a rough time here. The paths to victory, depending on what the Blissey set is, Blissey's only revealed Ice Beam, so it could have, if it's got Aromatherapy, I just don't see how, barring a lot of luck, Redless breaks through this one. This is a horrible, horrible situation to be in. You know, Superman doesn't, like, yeah, it's doll into Superman could be kind of all rough if the Superman doesn't have something to spin block. Like ABR Superman with the Misdreavus, yeah, that can stop him from removing the spikes, but Wish plus Claydol is just so brutal for a team like this to have to break. The sustain is just too much sometimes. So we've seen Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Softbolt. Is this a Calm Mind Blissey? That's the real question here. If it is, well, we'll see next turn potentially what it is. I imagine it's probably just going for the beam here, and like what does Redless have to do to stop that? Not really a lot. His switch-ins to it are very limited. Tar comes back in for what might be the final time. Goes for EQ on the Bliss just for consistent damage. Tar lives, okay. So it is definitely do or die time for the Tar now. Nope. Tar getting brought out. Yeah, it's barring Aerodactyl getting a billion consecutive flinches, which I don't even think it can. It can't flinch its way through 2 resists at basically full health. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be about it for Redless in this tournament here. Although, who knows? Where there's an arrow, there's a way. Not anymore. Nope, not after that. That about wraps it up. Can't come from back from that, says Redless. Yeah. That's rough, but still good stuff to both players. Redless making top 16 in I believe by the numbers the largest ADV tournament of all time. That is crazy stuff. So yeah, good stuff to both players. Well played set. Both had each other in these last 2 matches in positions of complete and utter despair. That first game was just something else entirely, absolutely wild. So to anybody who got baited into watching this because they saw a +1 in all stats Tar, and then it's like, wait a second, we're watching more defensive gameplay. How did this happen? Yeah, that's just the game we play. So again, thank you everybody for bearing with us on the overlay being the way it is. Maybe in post somebody can go back in and change it, but then that would kind of like, you know, why did I talk about it so much at that point? Who's to say? Anyway, thanks all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.